identify if you had a reading error or if it was an error in setting up the proportion. And I'm going to show a couple of different ways. I'm going to show using the proportion box, and I'm also going to show using the bar model on some of them. So let's read it first. Mr. Moore was paid a big Christmas bonus from his boss. He decided to give 15% of his bonus to his brother. If Mr. Moore received a $600 bonus, how much did he give away to his brother? Well, first of all, look at this. Is your answer going to be more than 600 or less than 600? Well, it's going to be less than 600. He can't give away more than what he got. So let's do a part to a whole and percent over 100. Okay? So the first thing I can see, I can cross multiply this and divide, or if I'm not using a calculator, I can use a scale factor. I can say, how do I get from 100 to 600? It's times 6, and 15 times 6 is 90. So x equals 90. So how much money did he give away? He gave away $90. Not more than $90, not more than 600, just 90. And so if it asked how much did he have left, it would be 600 minus 90, which would be $510. That's not what the question asked, but if it did, that's how you would solve it. So that's using the proportion box, and we'll use that box again here. Of the 180 students who took the math test, 70% made an A. How many students made an A? So 70 out of 100, that's the percent over 100, and how many is my part to 180? Well, the first thing I notice is that because this is 70 over 100, I can divide by 10 and cross out those zeros. So now I can cross multiply and divide. 7 times 180 divided by 10. Or I can use scale factor, and how do I get from 10 to 180 is times 18. And times 18. And 18 times 7 is 126. And that was the answer to this question, 126 students. And does that make sense? Well, it's less than 180, and it's more than half. Half would be 50%, so half would be 90. So our answer does seem reasonable. Okay, this was one that had a percent bar model. Let's read the question. Maggie buys a swimsuit that is marked $50. The store is having a sale, so everything is 20% off the marked price. Not including tax, how much will Maggie end up paying if she takes advantage of the sale? Use the percent bar model. Okay, so she's going to take some off. So what she's going to pay, if you get a discount on something, what you're going to pay is going to be less than the amount that it is. So if it's 20%, that's dividing my bar into 5 parts. 20 for each. And the amount that I'm dividing out is 50. So 50 divided by 5 would be 10 in each of these. And then one, these are all worth 20%. And one of these would be $10 off. So how much would she end up paying? It didn't say how much was her discount. Her discount was 10. How much she ended up paying was $10, $20, $30, $40. So many people missed that because they found 10. 10 is the discount, 40 is what she paid. Okay, this is one. The Vasquez family is having a dinner at the Olive Garden. Mr. Vasquez paid $80 for all the food and drinks. So this bar represents the $80 that he paid. plus an additional 25% for the tax and tip. So 25%, if I cut these into 4 parts, each one would be 25%. And if 80, I'm taking 25% of 80, 80 divided by 4 is 20. So what was the total amount of the bill including tax and tip? This is the bill, this is the tax and tip. So what is that total amount? That total amount is $100. And so it is this whole thing, the amount that you paid plus the tip that you pay. Okay, in this one, this is part 2
I'm going to stop this
of
video
the
for now and then have the second part
answers explained
that will have the rest of the questions.
So Jonathan can make a commission of 10% of $3,500 or take $375. Which is the better deal? Okay, well 10% of 3,500. This is times 100 times 35. Sorry, times 35 times 35 would be 350. So 10% of 3,500 is 350. So 375 would be more. It would be a better deal. Commission is the amount that's paid on sales that's a part of a person's wages. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, a proportion box, and I'm going to do a bar model. Sam bought a shirt priced at $22. $22. He also bought a pair of jeans that cost $28. But the store had a sale of 30% off everything in the store, not including tax. What is the total amount Sam will have to pay for the shirt and jeans? Well, what is the total amount that is for the clothes before the discount? So I've got to add those up. 22 plus 28. And so that gives me $50. So $50 is my whole. That is my whole. And my percent off is 30% out of 100. Okay? So 30%, I can get to that by doing fifths and then half that to get tenths. So this is 10, 20, 30, and this is divided by 10. So this is 15 off, and he would pay the rest. And this is divide by 2, 15. So $15 is the discount. And many, many people answered 15. That is 30% of $50. That's correct. But it asks for what is the total amount Sam will have to pay. Total amount Sam will have to pay. So to find that out, I have to say $50 minus 15. And that's going to give me $35. And if I filled in the rest of my bar model, this is the amount that I would pay. This is the amount that's off. So it would be $35. So make sure, is it asking you for the total amount he paid, or is it asking you for the discount amount? What is the final price of a refrigerator that costs $600 with a tax rate of 5%? Okay, so final price, that tells me it's going to be the refrigerator plus the tax rate. So let's figure out what that tax rate is. So X out of 100, oops, no. out of 600. 5 over 100. This is the percent over 100, x over the whole, and that's times 6 times 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. Now again, many people put 30 as their answer. And 30 is the percent amount. It is the amount of tax. But it asks for the final price. So I have to take 600 plus 30 to equal 630. So that would be my answer. Many people chose this. Daniel bought a boat for $15,000 at 5% interest for 3 years. How much will he pay in all? 5%, $15,000. Well, interest is the amount, 15,000 times the tax rate times the 3 years that he pays. Okay? So if I do x over 15,000 and 5 over 100, that's going to be what? Times 150, times 150, 150, times 5, 750. Okay, and many people chose 750. That is not right. It says that is for 1 year. So 750 times 3 would be 2250, and many people chose that. It was close, but that's not right. It's 2250 plus the 15,000. That's the original price of the boat. So this is the interest in 1 year, this is the interest in 3 years, and this is the price of the boat. So it was 17,250 was the answer.